Welcome back everybody to episode 14 of my Love Hurts series. When you think of horror films and Valentine's Day, most horror fans feel there's only one movie that comes to mind, and that's My Bloody Valentine. In case you don't know what it is and haven't even seen the remake, which stars that one guy from Supernatural, this film, the original at least, it's about a decades-old folk tale surrounding a deranged murderer killing those who celebrate Valentine's Day, which turns out to be true to legend when a group defies the killer's order, which is not to have a Valentine's Day dance. People start turning up dead. Classic slasher film. Underrated too, so. The film opens up with multiple Dutch angles showing two miners walking down into a mine. A Dutch angle is when the camera is angled, it's not straight, like kind of what this one is, and that showcases the first kill. One of the things I liked about the film is the cold open is basically that, and the film is set in present day. There's not really any backstory that is told throughout the film. It's very much a present day film. There might be little shots here and there of what happened before when they're explaining an event that happened. Other than that, the backstory is mostly told through the dialogue and we don't actually see it, which I found was a huge plus for the movie because you don't really find that. Other filmmakers of slasher films normally put the backstory so you know what the story is going into it. This one, you learn it as the film goes along, which is really cool. It's a well-written film. The cinematography of the film is awesome. There's some POV shots in the film that are well executed. The framing is perfect. The locations in the film are beautiful. It feels gritty and it definitely feels like an 80s film. At one point there's I guess the mayor gets a Valentine's Day gift box. It kind of reminds me of another film I did a review of, Don't Open Till Christmas, which also had a character receive a box that had something in it. The kills are very creative. The acting is believable, especially for an 80s film. Like sometimes you got those classic 80s films that weren't well acted, but they're decent films overall. A cool thing about this film is the horror of the film starts almost immediately, as opposed to having huge build-up like other slasher films have. I guess the moment it starts is the opening scene, which I described, because one of the characters actually is, I'd say, brutally murdered in the actual mine. It's a very well-paced film, well-edited. In some parts nearing the end, it's a little bit intense, which is also something you don't find for 80s films when watching it like nowadays and stuff. If I remember correctly, the final line of the movie was actually the title. I think there was also laughing afterwards and stuff like that, but I think the final words that are spoken is My Bloody Valentine. And then that's how it ends, and the music is very good and it works well with the film. Again, with this one, like the one that I did before for Spring, I didn't write down much. I was definitely blown away by this film as well. And it's also a Canadian film. So if I were to give it a rating, I'd probably give it a 9.8, something along those lines. So I'll go with 9.8. If you haven't had a chance to see this underrated slasher film, be sure you check it out. It's on YouTube. You could buy a DVD copy or Blu-ray copy somewhere. If you get a chance to watch it, be sure to watch it. And that's it for my Love Hurts series. I'm gonna have another series coming up in March, so stay tuned for that. And stay tuned for news on that. Give this video a like and subscribe if you're new and you enjoyed it. My cat's whining again. He doesn't respect the art of film. He's a cat. But it's okay. See you in the next reviews.